Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn.
My name is Ryan.
And we're going to be your host for the next hour or so as we talk about everything market. A lot of earnings coming out today, a lot of stocks getting hit, the market's getting hit. So we'll give our insight as to what's going on in the market and where your money should be. We've got portfolios of our own. We'll see.
We might actually have to start getting defensive in our portfolios.
Yeah, I'm
now.
already thinking about that. But my portfolio is still better than your portfolio. Did
you see the performance today?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
Okay, well, you're going to be crying, and I'm going to be happy. If you can hear us loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let us know that we are coming across loud and clear. Make sure that Joey doesn't sabotage my mic like he has been for the past few weeks, because no one can hear my mic.
He's just doing the people a favor.
Whatever. He's just sabotaging my mic. It's all right. Be like, well, Glenn is muffled, and Joey don't be doing nothing.
Glenn, do you
about
sound
it.
muffled today?
No, I don't ever sound muffled. I don't ever sound muffled. All right, so earnings coming out tonight. Very interesting thing about earnings tonight is Ryan and I will be back here live at about 5 o'clock-ish or so for the live Tesla earnings call.
That is highly anticipated.
Yeah, it is going to be highly poopy.
I think it's a make or break for the stock.
You know something? You know
and I'm thinking more on the break.
I think so too, because it's Tesla. Only because it's Tesla.
And really why I'm thinking that is just because we saw the robo-taxi event.
That sucked.
I
mean, listen, you know me. I'm going to say what everybody wants to say.
For lack of better words,
okay.
You'll say exactly what I would. Anything else I want to say, Glenn?
No. It was poopy. All right,
poopy.
now you can keep on going.
Poopyosity.
Poopyosity. It's straight
right?
up poopyosity.
Yeah, the stock, didn't respond well at all. I mean, the robots definitely lackluster. Our projector just went to sleep, so I'm not sure if that's.
We got to move the mouse.
Oh,
okay. All right, so I don't know. I wonder
Are we even live?
I don't know. I think we
are.
Yeah,
we are.
We're still live.
There we go. Everything's back up.
All right, so I don't know.
All right, let's get to the market timing graph. Well, I guess we got to wait on Joey. He's sabotaging Glenn's mic as we speak.
Yes,
Either that or he's getting ready, setting up his tea time for this afternoon.
Hey, does everybody like my jacket, my little vest? I don't wear it enough. I didn't get, no. I got this in Tennessee about a year or two ago. I spent a lot of money on it.
It's a high-quality
I'm mad
jacket.
because I don't wear it often. But we're getting to the point where it's fall time. So I wore a dress shirt along with my jacket. I like my jacket.
See, there it is. It's not 100 degrees
Bill
outside.
says a little muffled. There we go.
I told you he was getting ready to sabotage you. I wasn't lying.
He was. But that's him. All right.
There he is.
So we can now go to, I guess we'll Alt-Tab. What are we on? Oh, we're on the graph already. Sorry. So if you, with us being over here live, I don't have nearly as much control as I normally do.
It's different, because this is only the third live stream?
The third live stream here in the training center.
Okay.
All right, so if you look at what's going on in the market, there's the defined uptrend. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even though we pulled back to this level of the trend, we finally broken down below it. Now, I'm going to give a couple of ideas why I think the market is going on the way it is. And I think we can probably agree on most of it, unless you want to add anything into it.
I think we're both probably about to say the same things.
So
election,
and
big
certainly
earnings,
be about the elections,
interest rate decision,
interest rate, earnings. All of those things are pulling into the point of what's going on. And actually, if you were trading the market, when would have been a good time to be defensive? Yesterday. Yesterday, we actually
got a nice
broke
bearish
below.
candlestick 2 days ago.
Yep.
Clear break. Follow through. I mean, everything in those candlesticks is bearish. What do you think, Glenn?
So I think I'm with you that either I'm going to start closing out of some of the positions in my portfolio, or I'm going to do a combination of closing out of stuff in my portfolio and adding some hedges, probably with SQQQ.
Okay.
It's probably the way I want to go. No on the vest. What? Bill doesn't like the vest? Looking like a bunch of Texas. Hee-haw! All right. I had to say that. We got another 50-point basis cut in Canada. I saw that, Jazz. And again, our markets are not the Canadian markets, which are not the European markets, which are not the Asian markets. So do we rate another 50 basis cut? Probably no. Do we rate even a 25 basis cut? I'm going to say no, but that's, again, always been my opinion. It's always been my opinion.
Now, I do like smack this comment. I set 5%
Smack this. Dang.
Don't
All right, listen, my mind was getting ready to go all over the place.
I know it
okay.
was, Glenn.
Go
He said he put a 5% trail on 2/3 of his funds yesterday, one trip today. You know, other
was
than
only
just
one.
closing out of positions
I like that
entirely,
idea.
Smack this, you bring up a great point. Tightening up stops to help capture existing profits, probably one of the safest routes to take at this time.
And no, I am not out of NVDL. I'm still up on it a little bit. I think, no, remember I got back into it late, so I'm down a little bit on NVDL. I'm not ready to pull the trigger on it yet, but I do have a stop in place.
Are you still holding your TSLQ?
No.
No?
I heard you in the live stream said, I think, Glenn, no, I'm not in it. I got out of it. I got out of it.
That's probably good before earnings.
Yeah, and I got out of it early enough, or further back enough that I made some money on the upside, and then I pulled it off the table totally.
Okay.
But I'm not in TSLQ right now. But we're definitely going to talk about TSLQ. You know, I'm looking at Smack This, and the first thing that comes to my mind is they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cats, eat the cats. They're eating the. That's the hottest thing on social media right now.
You can't help that song is trendy. You gotta love the internet.
I'm just sitting there, I'm just watching that over, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So if you know, you know. If you don't, you
we
won't
don't
get
even
it.
need you to mention it in the
true.
comments.
I'm just loving it's everybody's dancing off it.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into
Look
the
at that.
news.
Lisa said my favorite song. So I'm just, maybe we need to do a dance off
We
of that.
need to
I'm not
get
doing that.
Joey to make like a short, funny video with you doing that song. And anytime somebody does a super chat, that's
That should
the
be
video.
it. Wow. That would be interesting.
I think we'd get some super chats
Okay.
if that was the motivation there.
Janice says TSLQ is up 5% today. That's going into earnings. I don't think,
I'm not
you know
surprised.
something? I think the earnings are going to be bad, but I think for some reason or another, because bad news bears, bad news is the good news, something tells me Tesla's going to go up. I don't foresee Tesla beating earnings and revenue. I don't foresee
Even
it.
if they beat it, I don't think the surprise is going to be very great. I think my biggest concern with Tesla, forward guidance.
Yeah.
Forward guidance, that's going to be the biggest thing.
Where's the cheap car?
Boyd, China?
No. Tesla
Oh,
said,
where's their?
where's the
they,
cheap car?
they ain't got it. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they've been talking about
You know.
that they don't have yet. And I think investors, they're starting to get fed up with it, and it's shown in the stock price. I mean, I was looking at the stock; it's lower than it was a year ago. So.
And out of the
I'm gonna leave that with
Magnificent Seven, it's the only Magnificent Seven that's negative.
Negative and dropped below 1 trillion. See, look.
Joy, there you go. We got us a
Joy, no, thank you.
$4.99 super chat.
Put some W's in the room.
Type the W's in the room. We got to
I think
I can't tell if that went up or not.
I think
It did.
Joey's got to
Okay.
make that video for the super chat. I think that'll be a good one.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating.
Give
the
us a
cats.
stock symbol, Joy, because I know you gave us one in the power hour. So put 3 stocks. We'll do 3 stocks for you.
I didn't agree to that.
What? This is the second super chat they gave today. I agreed to it.
Okay. Let's dance, everyone, to this losing day. Joy, listen. Joy, put a stock up for us to take a look at. All right, so that's the home page. Let's go into the news. Let's go see what news is moving the market. All right. First thing for me, I always like to start off with some stock market news. Strong U.S. growth still expected for the next few weeks. Q3 GDP report. If we're still growing, do we still cut interest rates into a growing market? That's the only thing I got to say from this. And because I'm over here in the training center, this story is not unlocked, but if I was sitting at my desk, it would be. Sorry about that. It's Joey's fault. All right, next story.
Joey's fault.
Boeing. Boeing didn't.
Oh, man.
Boeing didn't surprise.
Nope.
Boeing didn't surprise. Boeing reports $6 billion quarterly loss with big union vote looming. I saw the story on the possible coming to agreement. Hold on. So far, bringing the total losses in 2024 so far to nearly $8 billion. That's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Operating cash flow was at a loss of $1.34 billion. The company reported a revenue of about $17.8 billion, which is down about 1% from the same period last year. So now they got this.
Nothing good there.
So the thing is that they got some tentative agreement, and the workers need to vote on it. from what I can understand, it takes the annual salary from about $75,000 to like $112,000. I like that. If I'm making only $75,000 and it's jumping me up to over 100,
I'd be on strike too. I'd grab my picket.
But the problem is that they want pension, and Boeing says pension is off the table. So
Well,
pension
the
is off the
pension
table.
problems, remember back in 2008 with Ford, and I think Boeing was in there, GM, they had pension problems.
Mm-hmm.
I think Boeing, after seeing all this loss in their revenue, the pensions are probably affecting their bottom dollar. That's why it's off the table.
I look at it this way: what companies still, and I think the only companies that have pensions right now are like legacy, like the GMs, the Fords, and all that kind of stuff. I don't think anybody has pensions anymore. It's all 401ks. Joy says, thank you, Glenn and Ryan. I sold all my Tesla, Boeing. Now
Got
I am on a
IBM.
few other. Please talk about IBM and XPen.
Oh, I'm writing it down.
XPen,
Both
you're
are
right.
good.
XPen is interesting.
I
I
like
talked
both of
about it on Monday's live stream. I had a story on it. If I'm going to look at any of the Chinese EVs outside of Boyd, XPeng was it. XPeng was it. But he wrote them down. We'll take a look at that. Uncle Glenn, finally market is crashing. You look very good. Well, you put them both together. I don't know if that's good, bad, or anything. Ups and not many. UPS. All right, man, there's a lot of chat going on. We're trying to keep track of all of the chat. We do that. All right, let's go to the next story. This is Ryan's story. AT&T exceeds wireless subscriber estimates on demand for premium plans.
Yeah, I was looking
I'm
at...
on AT&T.
You are?
Yeah.
I have T-Mobile.
That's not real company. Okay.
Well, from this article, I saw the stock up 4%. I forgot they had earnings this morning, and I was reading through this, and all of it just looked great. I mean, look, the U.S. Telecom added 403,000 subscribers. The estimates, it was above estimates. Estimates came in around 393. Wow. Now, this is what really drove traffic. It's higher tier unlimited plans that come with perks, including increased hotspot data.
And I use that as a DJ when I go to a venue that doesn't have Wi-Fi. I use the hotspot on my AT&T plan.
I think hotspots are becoming more and more valuable. And think about this, a struggling consumer. If I have a phone where I can have hotspot, I don't need internet in my house. I can just run off my hotspot. Well, depending on what you want to do.
Right.
But also in this article, they're adding other things. Let's see here, Netflix, HBO Max.
Ooh.
T-Mobile does that. I don't know if
I have. I already have Netflix. Do I have do I have Max?
Well,
too?
if you link it, so with T-Mobile, I can link my Netflix, and I have Apple Plus with them. But once you link it, like it puts all the bill together, and it gives me a credit. So it saves me some money with my streaming package. It makes sense because now they're jumbling the streaming packages with your phone bill and trying to get the internet all together. It makes sense, have it one package. But hey, look at this. This is what I like. The company said that 40% of customers that use fiber also opt out for the wireless plans. That I see, and when I'm talking about the fiber, I'm talking about AT&T. Do you have AT&T, their home fiber
No,
network?
because they don't have it in Mooresville.
Oh, they don't have it in Mooresville? Okay. Well, they need to expand on that apparently. But all in all, I mean, the stock, you see it rose. This is the estimates. Adjusted profit, 60 cents per share. Beat estimates at 57 cents. And as far as the revenue, 30.2 billion, which did miss estimates of 30.4.
It's not by a lot.
It's not. But I do like the subscriber growth. And I think that's really the reason why the stock is, up 4% today. So if you're looking for, AT&T is pretty safe stock in a volatile market. So if you're looking for, a pretty safe stock with some good news behind it, definitely have AT&T on your radar.
I don't mind that. That's not a bad story at all. All right.
So look, Tom says, I use my hotspot to watch Netflix on my laptop in the hospital because the hospital charges a fortune.
Yeah, something, there used to be a time when you got charged for the data on the hotspot.
Yeah.
I don't anymore. And it's like I can hotspot, just like Tom just said, I can hotspot all day without getting charged for it, which is freaking awesome.
And especially if you're on the go.
Right.
Everyone's on the go now. No one's really carrying around laptops these days.
You saw my grandson yet? Did you see my grandson yesterday?
Yeah, I did.
And he was like, Papa, because he had his iPad. He said, Papa, I need internet. And I was going to put him on the company internet. I was like, oh, heck no. I don't know what he got on his on his thing. But he says, Papa, I only play Roblox. I said, but I don't know what you be doing on that. So I put him on my hotspot on the phone.
Wait, it was like 4.
He's 6.
Okay. He didn't look
Listen,
that old.
I don't know what he be doing on there. I just be saying.
But yeah, ATT, just have it on your radar. The enthusiasm there is after the earnings. Let's see. Next story is Tesla. That's the story of the day.
Where's the cheap? There it is.
Where's
the cheap EV? So what'd you do? Oh, where's the cheap EV? And other questions investors want answered. All right, and
see, you want the cheap EV. I'm worried about the other stuff.
Yeah, because they keep talking about. For clarity on the EVs makers, long-awaited, not
Long.
just long-awaited, cheaper EV robo-taxi rollout details, and other initiatives like AI and robotics.
I've said it time and time again. They are running out of time. I mean, our valuation on Tesla is only like $40-something.
Yep.
Stock's trading over 200.
Yep.
The price and the sentiment in the retail trade. I mean, Elon's got a huge following. It's time to deliver. They're running out of time. You can see investors are getting
Look how long
frustrated.
it took for the Cybertruck to come out.
Yeah, the Cybertruck that was what, 3 years behind schedule, I think, something like that. But yeah, I'm excited to see this evening's earnings call.
You excited?
I'm excited. I want to know what happens.
I'm not.
I'm thinking we get a gap down.
I think we do too.
I think we do too.
All right. Goldman Sachs sees limited. Man.
Okay, so this is my story. I talked about it last week. Oil. I was looking at oil again. We scroll up. Should be still down today. I called it last week. Oil. If you're a swing trader, I pretty much gave my warning last week. But this week, there's a lot of articles, not just this. You can see Goldman Sachs sentiment for 2025. But we also mentioned last week the OPEC meeting with Saudi Arabia. Remember, they're not getting along. Some of the other members aren't following the quotas, for the barrels per day. And they threatened to take the price to what, $50 a barrel, I think the article said?
I don't know how they effectively do that. And
Just flood the market with oil?
That hurts them in the pocket bigly.
But gets their market share back. And that's apparently why they would do it.
Okay.
But, I think with all of the economic worries, the geopolitical concerns, Middle East, oil is a dangerous game right now. And for me, that game is over. So I think I actually put a contra for oil in my watch list this week.
All right. Next one. What's going on? Take a look at the price of gold. I was going to give this to Ryan because Ryan is big on gold right now, but I took it away from him. So gold is going up, but there were in this story, because I read it before, we're doing it, the direct correlation between the dollar and gold is dissipating. Because the dollar, what the way interest rates are, the way inflation is, the dollar is still strong, and gold should be getting affected adversely, but it's not. So that direct correlation between the dollar and gold is dissipating, and gold stocks are on the move. So I've got GLD in my watch list today, but it's been quietly rocketing.
And just to give you some insight, tonight's 6 p.m. video will be on gold stocks. I've got 11. I've actually got some penny stocks. One stock that's only been in the database for 4 days, but it's got some great things going for it. And I'll give you this little bonus. And tonight's
Tell us.
Ascending channels, a chart pattern that I'm seeing a lot within gold stocks. There's a couple stocks in tonight's video that's showing that pattern. So if you're not familiar with that pattern, how to play it, and you want some insight, tonight's video, definitely worth the watch.
Gold is definitely on the move. Right. Next stock, TSMC reportedly cut off company that sent its chips to Yahweh.
So this is my story. Glenn gave it to me this morning, so I was doing the power hour, and he knows I love semiconductor stocks. This is a crazy story here, as you can tell. Essentially, chip maker Taiwan Semi, we only talk about this maybe every week on the channel, so you should know what it is. If you don't, they're the reason behind the AI revolution. Now, essentially what the article's talking about is the AI chip restrictions. We all know the Western nations trying to prevent some of the, China, Russia, Iran, that bloc, from getting some of this technology. So the big focus has been on China. Well, TSM, which is based out of Taiwan, some of their chips have made their way to Huawei, which is the largest chip manufacturer in China. So let's see here, right here. It notified the U.S. and Taiwanese governments of this latest development, and it's further probing the matter. So it's interesting, this article, and the reason why I find it interesting, remember SMCI, the allegations from Hindenburg Report? One of the allegations was their chips or their services making it to Russia. Do you remember that in the report? So we're seeing the chips making their way still to these countries that have all these chip export restrictions. I mean, these chips, they're worth more than gold in weight. So I could see why, bad apples would be tempted to still get this information out. But the big thing here is just to realize that while this AI chip restriction is going on, it's going to create some problems, and that problem is going to translate into things like what we saw ASML last week, right? We saw that huge drop. So a lot of companies are going to be affected by this chip restriction. So just keep that in mind when you're playing semiconductors in general right now.
All right. A story that I've talked about a while ago, rail soaring potential chain by dilution risk. Rail is in the transportation space. I looked at it because they got a big contract with a European country.
And it jumped. That was a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, and it jumped big. But when I find that the stock is back in the news again, I want it to be noted. Chain by dilution risk. There is there's a downside to it in buying more shares or putting more shares out there, or but I'm going to keep my eye on rail. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to go through the VectorVest analysis when it comes to rail, because it could be presenting another opportunity to take up. Glenn, is there another precious metal that you'd rather buy over gold at the moment? Maybe some platinum.
Platinum, silver.
When you look at precious metals, you got gold and silver, but then you got platinum. There's another something. But
there's the whole group of rare earth metals.
Yeah, so I haven't looked at those recently, but those are going to be super expensive. G-Money. They're going to be even more expensive than gold, most likely. So that's what I'm looking at. Glenn and Ryan, did you see the article from Paul Tudor saying U.S. spending is not being addressed by either party, and bond market may force governments in? Listen.
Well, we won't get political, but I will say
we spend a lot of money.
The U.S. deficit has put concerns on the U.S. dollar from other governments. Other governments are now stockpiling on gold. We're seeing a rise.
Oh, the BRICS countries?
The BRICS exactly lead to. So, yeah, there's a problem, and that has to be addressed. And I think until it's addressed, I think gold is just going to continue to go higher.
There's that whole idea of moving to safety when markets get unhinged. And I think that's a lot of the BRICS stuff. I still think that the dollar's got a long way to being knocked off as the world currency, but BRICS is amassing a lot of gold. And my biggest thing, I've done stories on the devaluation of the dollar. The BRICS countries are all comprised of unstable countries. But the biggest thing that they bring to the table is amassing all of the gold to sit at the table to be considered as a world currency.
And if you look at the big players, you've got China, Russia,
so you got Brazil,
Saudi Arabia,
Russia,
South Africa,
India.
And there's some big players there.
C, China, S, South Africa, and then everybody else.
And when you start adding them up, they're like, well, this thing's it's starting to gain some momentum. But again, the dollar is being attacked on all ends. So having some gold in your portfolio, my opinion, probably not the worst idea right now.
I have to agree with that. All right, where's the next one? Why did Lockheed Martin stock tumble after earnings report?
Someone had mentioned this in the previous stream earlier today.
So Lockheed, where is it? Lockheed Martin remains a buy due to demand in the product. Where was it? Despite missing, it was sales estimates. Despite missing sales estimates, Lockheed Martin's GAAP EPS and core earnings per share beat expectations with a strong backlog indicating robust demand. So it was the sales, but it's interesting how the sales estimates missed when they're getting more contracts from the government to replenish munitions and things of that nature. Plateauing sales and a decline in free cash flow leading to a 6% drop in the stock price. I still say I'm big on Lockheed Martin, on Raytheon, not on Boeing, but you know, a lot of the stocks in the aerospace and defense space, I still like DFEN. I still am a fan of it, and it got hit yesterday. And I think that if any of these stocks get hit, DFEN will get hit because it tracks all of these stocks. All right, I still think with the tensions going on in the Middle East, with the tensions going on in Russia and Ukraine, that these stocks are still top tier stocks to keep your eyes on. All right. And
It's just an easy way to play
India
the
and
space.
China are not unstable. Who said that? You don't think China's unstable?
Well, they're not the best of allies either.
Well, maybe they're not. All right. Is this my story too? Goodness gracious.
Yeah, this one is, you're on a roll today.
All right. Nuclear stocks like Cameco surge as tech giants bet big on nuclear energy, and that is huge. A lot of AI stocks are moving more towards clean energy, nuclear energy.
Last week, my Amazon story, that's the same thing.
Absolutely. So you're seeing more of it and more of it and more of it. I think I've got CCJ, I've got URA, and I got something else in there in my list today, but I am a big fan of URA as well. Any comment on ARM versus Qualcomm story? Didn't you just talk about that today?
I did a video of that. That was 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure my favorite was an ARM. But I mean, Qualcomm's a very great stock. But
I'm surprised you didn't call it Qualcomm.
I'm Team ARM.
I know you are Team ARM. All right, this is the last story.
All right, this is my story. This is what I found just before our live stream. Now, September home sales dropped to the lowest level since 2010. This is why. You see right here,
Why?
the median existing home price sold was $404,000. So it did increase 3% year over year.
So buying a new house has gone up.
Yep. Inventory on the rise, 1.5% month to month.
Where did the new inventory come from?
I guess they're building. But this is it right here. Sales of previously owned of homes fell 1% in September compared with August to a seasonally adjusted annualized rate of 3.84 million units, the slowest pace since October 2010. That's 14 years, almost 15 years ago. That's a lot of time. So I think we're seeing some chinks in the armor. I'm still bullish on the housing market in general.
Why? Why?
Demand.
But the supply ain't there. So all
That's
it
only going
does
to
is
push
just
prices.
raise
Yeah, it's going to push
prices
prices higher if the supply ain't there. But so essentially, I found a inverse REIT ETF.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Or real estate ETF, and it's a perfect downtrend. There's a trend line, and it's approaching the trend line, hopefully for a breakout. But I want to put on your attention. It goes great with the story. But yeah, so we'll get to that in just a moment.
All right. See, I knew you were going to look for it.
I looked. Well, there's a couple I found, but this one just had a great chart pattern.
All right. So let's get back into the software again. If you're looking at the
Still trading at session lows.
we are, and there's no wick, there's no nothing. It's just going.
It's down.
You know where it's going?
Down,
Down, down, down, down, down. Dum be dooby down, 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 down. Dum be dooby down. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's my deep voice. See, that's a manly voice.
Manly.
No, that's scratchy. That was scratchy. This was manly. All right, let's go to the viewers. Let's go take a look at the watch list viewer. Go to afternoon market action. Open that up. The indices, what's the indices doing?
I'm curious what the Russell's doing today. Russell
Down
to the
1 point.
downside.
Look at that. Everything is down over 1%. And look at the jump on the VIX.
10%.
So, look at that. People are getting nervous.
Back above 20. I'm not surprised though, right before the election?
Absolutely.
Like if you don't have the stomach for volatility over the next 2 weeks between election, earnings, and everything else we've talked about, start cashing out. And I'm not saying, go to the bank and sell everything, but start trimming your, start protecting those profits.
We can't make them get panicked. Oh my God, sell everything. Throw out the baby water with the bathwater and the Katie bar the doors.
Sell.
Can you discuss the association between the MPI price trend for stocks versus the daily market timing graph? One might.
That's comparing apples and oranges because MPI is looking at different data points than the color guard.
Yeah, the market timing graph is a different dynamic than looking at the MPI.
And I imagine, Lisa, you put the MPI on the VectorVest composite. I think by that statement that she made, I think that's maybe what she did.
Yeah. Let's think about
the
that.
The MPI wasn't really designed for the VectorVest composite. I'll say that much.
Oh yeah, U12. I'm not listening to you. Just UE. Just back. Sorry I'm late. An interesting day during interesting times, says Ramon. All right. Everything is down. The biggest mover to the downside today is the Qs. Say again? Well, how am I supposed to know that because I can't see it until... Don't be yelling at me either. Can't chat. You better watch that attitude. You better... I put more bass in my voice, Joey. You better watch your tone. All right. Anyway, look at that. The NASDAQ down 2%. Today.
I'm not surprised.
Well, a lot of tech stocks are getting beat up today, right? Everything is down. Everything is down in excess of 1%. Glenn, where I go to the doctor at the end of the highway, they build about 30 condos every 6 months.
Oh, that's just another comment. People are talking about how where they live, there's a lot of building.
Look at Mooresville.
Mooresville, Troutman, they're building a lot right now here in the Charlotte area, and I'm sure it's pretty common all over the U.S.
If you go down in the Charlotte area and just look at the buildings, there's like easily 8 cranes in the air.
Oh, yeah.
There's 8 cranes building something big everywhere. But in Mooresville, every little space that's got trees is being sold and they're putting in apartments.
That's here as well.
I think people, because of the housing issues, are renting more and people are building for the rental market more so.
Well, I think a lot of the buyers have been forced out, so they're forced to rent.
Well,
so the renters have to keep up with demand.
And the demand, you know what they're not keeping up with? Widening the roads for all these people.
No, they're not. We need to put some infrastructure stocks out here.
Absolutely.
So that way they start paving these. God, but I don't even go to Mooresville anymore. It's disaster over there.
Joy wants IBM. I got to get Joy.
No, I got an IBM and Xpeng.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, let's go. You want to do them now?
Yeah, we'll go look at those for Joy. IBM, XPEV. Did I put the E? No.
XPEV. There you go.
Excuse me. IBM. Oof. I like the bottom left, top right. I just don't like right now from a star search perspective. It's in the middle lane. I would
just drag that trend line up.
It's still above the trend line.
Barely.
Yeah, it's still above the trend line.
I would use that trend line, or if it went into the slow lane, the bottom lane.
So if you're in it, I mean, it's been moving sideways. You're probably slowly watching some of your profits go away. I wouldn't be upset if you took half off the table. Maybe not all of it, but take half off the table.
And if it dropped that, was it 231? If it got to 220 below that lower yellow Bollinger Band, I would definitely be more defensive at that point.
I'm with Ryan.
Maybe take the other half off and see. And then we can always see what happens 2 or 3 weeks from now after the volatility kind of settles down.
At least you'd be playing with some of the house's money.
Yes, you would be.
XPEV, man, off the high, fell into the slow lane, trying to get from the slow lane into the middle lane. Earnings on XPEV look good. Stock's been, for the most part, a buy or a hold. I do like the move up, but not with, let's go put some volume on here, not with a much.
The volume is dropping.
Yeah, so I'd be careful with that, even though it's moving up. That's a little bit of a divergence.
I'd look for consolidation right around here. What's that? About, I can't even see
I can't read it.
It's so tiny.
Joey can read it.
953 on the upper end. You're probably looking around 850. Yeah, so between 850 and 950, that's where I would look for a support level if price action were to decline. But otherwise, it just got back into the slow. Not much enthusiasm.
No,
with the volume dropping. I don't know if you're in it. If you're in it, I'd put a pretty tight stop, maybe around 859. Otherwise, Oh.
No earnings.
I want to be a buyer right now.
Yeah, I do like the move up. If you're in it, you're probably hoping for a little bit of rebound if you didn't get out of it. If I'm not in it, I'm probably not thinking about it just quite yet. But as I mentioned earlier, when I'm looking at the Chinese EV companies, XPeng does catch my attention. But there you go. Do you think inflation might spike up? I'm not saying yes or no. Everybody thinks that I'm so bearish on the market.
You think it's going to collapse? Just
I
kidding.
I didn't say that. You know something? Mind your business. I got nothing to do with you.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
No, thank you, Joy, for you. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. All right. I didn't do any big movers
Big
today.
movers. I need to hit a little button like boo, 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 boo.
What you booping
Bang,
for?
bang, 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 bang.
What the hell are you talking about? You
You don't even have any
wacky
big,
tobacco?
you don't even have any big movers in here.
No, not today.
And
Because
no,
the
not
market
today.
is going down.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
I
they can be big movers to the
I didn't give
downside.
I didn't give a lot of fish today.
What about the contras? Did you put some contras in there?
Where's my contras? Don't I have
Up,
contras?
up a little bit more. Then you probably didn't put more in there.
Customer. Oh, there it is. I didn't put any in there. They stay stagnant. But I bet you they're all
What
rocking
contras?
today. Look
Oh,
at
they're
them.
rocking,
They're
yeah.
all rocking today.
This is. I would take a screenshot of this or something, but this is actually a great list. You got UVXY at the top. That's 1.5 leverage on volatility or the VIX.
These are some of the biggest ones out there. That's why I have them on the list. This
got-
list stays the same.
SQQQ, that's
Yep.
going to play to the downside of NASDAQ. We got biotech bear, semiconductor bear, high beta, shorting the Russell, shorting the S&P. There's all kinds here. I mean, short China in this list if you wanted
Yep,
to.
and there it
Short
is.
Tesla. That one might be the one to have on your radar today. TSLS or TLSQ.
TSLQ.
TSLQ. Those are the two ETFs played to the downside. But someone said it in the comments earlier. Be careful betting against Elon.
Yep,
You know,
that's a tough thing.
That's a hard sell. That's why I'm more of a let the dust settle. If I am going to play, I'm going to play off volatility. I would use options. You know, probably some kind of. I'd probably do like a bear call spread, so a little bit more bearish and bullish.
Big jump on the VIX though. UVXY is definitely the hottest play on the list today. All right.
Yeah, that's got the biggest upside, 8% right now.
All right. NVDS. You really gonna think about shorting Nvidia? NVDS. I'm not.
Good luck.
I'm not willing to do that yet. But
If Nvidia was way overvalued and we only value the stock, say maybe
it's up.
$60.
Look at that. He's right though. He or she, whoever put it. It is.
Let's just
it was
move it back.
Marcus.
It's just going to move with the market.
I agree.
You know, Bitcoin's down today too.
Really?
In case you cared, Glenn.
Really? You really wanted to bring up crap though, right? Really? Really? All right.
I mean, Bitcoin does have a higher market cap than Tesla, so it's worth mentioning. It does, though.
Let's go to Glenn's
can't
picks.
help it.
Let's go to Glenn's picks last week. Let's go see what's going on. I'm gonna get my ass kicked today.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Over the last week, Palantir's in here though. Uranium. I got uranium in my list again today. I was a little bullish on Bitcoin. Wait. What did I? No. Which ones did I say I was not bullish on?
I think you.
I thought we talked about that. I don't think I was bullish.
Whichever one you put in your portfolio, you ended up bullish on.
Something tells me I wasn't bullish on Bitcoin. But anyway, I'm going to test these. Can I say that? Test these? Anyway, I'm going to test these.
Depends how you say it, Glenn.
Probably. I'm only down what?
Hey.
I'm pretty flat. Let me see what that says. Does that say? Oh, I was pretty flat for the month, for the week.
That's pretty flat. Let's see here. Riot.
Look at that. Come
SoFi,
on, feel the noise. I didn't think
Nvidia,
I was bullish
Palantir.
on it. But Bitcoin, Riot moved. Oil.
Wolf down 10%. Oof.
That was harsh. All right.
Had a big move to the upside.
I was pretty flat, so I'm okay with that. Let's go with my Glenn's picks this week. What's in my list for this week? And what I'm going to add to the portfolio, I think I'm adding SQQQ. Out of all of the stocks that I got picked for this week, only 2 stocks are moving up. DFAN and SQQQ. All these others. And I'm still big on uranium, but man, on a day like today, they get
It's hard to be enthusiastic about anything today.
I'm interested in rail too. I really am. But it looks like I'm going to add SQQQ to my portfolio when we talk about that. All right, let's go see how bad Ryan's picks were.
Horrible.
Let's go. Ryan's picks last week.
Probably
I was flat.
I think like down like 10%.
I was flat. We only got 3 stocks in here.
Hey.
Shy. All right. You take.
And they're probably all down.
You take the little sissy way out. Like, I'm going to take only 3 stocks. Let's go quick test.
Down 0.5%. So not bad. ASML.
That was your stock that moved. Amazon was down.
I said ASML, that dip last week. Remember to say
You did.
I said that dip is worth taking a nibble at.
In 1 week, over 1 week, almost 3%.
Yep.
All right, let's go look at your picks this week. Probably is just about 2. Oh, I didn't put any of yours. Oh, because you took so long. Oh, don't even look at me that way. You took a long time to get me the stocks. Do you remember what they were?
Oh, God. I think DVR. Oh, no, I don't remember them.
DRV? It was DRV.
Yeah, there.
Or are they in the?
It should be the chat.
Would they be
They would be, you got to go look
Yeah,
in
TSM.
Teams.
at the AMA thing?
Yeah, the AMA thing.
What was the other one?
TSM.
Is DRV, TSM, SCO?
SCO. that's
SCO.
right.
I think he only gave 3 stores. They would have been at the bottom.
Yep. AT&T.
AT&T, that's the other one.
That's just T.
Yep. Or, yeah, G. All right, so these are stocks I got for you this week. We got TSM at the top of the list here. It's actually up today. No, yeah, that is today, October 23rd. Yeah, up today. ATT's up today. SCO up today. Hey, I like my stock picks. So this one here, this is the interesting one. So this, you look at the RT, 0.64, right? Real estate's been hot. Let's take a look at this guy.
You want to take a look at that guy?
We're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna change this to
You know how to work this?
yeah. We're gonna do simple.
Okay.
1 year.
You are setting up for like a bottom fish candidate. This could be an interesting play, Patrick.
You just call me Patrick. So you can already see the play here. It's got several retests on this downward trend line. I just want to see it break this trend. I'm not saying you're going out buying it today. Break the trend line, straw volume, follow through the next day.
This could be a good.
This could be one of the best
play.
bottom
Yes,
fish,
it could
especially if the economy does really show some weakness, especially the housing sector, I should say. Put this on your radar. DRV, again, not buyer today. We want to break this downward trend line if we go to 3 months. You can see
It's right
clear
there.
rejection. But look at the bottom, though. It's starting to find a baseline here. So I think if we do get a breakout to the upside, I think it's coming sooner than later. But just keep this on your radar. This might have the potential to make some money for the bottom fishers. And if you're more aggressive.
M. Sharbeck says, can you guys get a little bit more serious? No. Okay, so let's keep on going. Let's go look at did we look at your picks for last week already? We did?
Customer picks. Oh, last week, yeah. I was down 0.5%.
Yeah,
Customer
M.
picks.
Sharbeck, you know that we are different. We are different. This is what we do.
We try to add a little comedy to it.
Absolutely. All right, go back a week.
These are the picks last week. They had good stocks last week.
Let's go
Pretty
see what they
diverse
did.
list.
Did they beat us? I was flat.
Quick test all.
Oof.
Down 2.88%.
Where's the big couple of double digits? I'm looking at them.
Price change? We've got, so URTY and SMR, the double
The
digits.
nuclear, the new scale.
Yep.
Oh, man. I'm still a big fan of it. But that was the short on the Russell.
Whoever did the short of the Russell, I think you were a week early, baby.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what it
surprised
sounds like.
there wasn't more of a gain there.
Look at that. Thank you, Lisa.
Lisa, thank you.
We got us another super chat. Thank you very, very much for that. Type the W's in the room, please. Type the W's in the room.
And give us a
guess
stock.
what? That's what us not being a little bit more serious. We are different. We are different. We bring a lot of great content, M. Sharbeck. We bring a lot of great content to our channel. And you know something? If we can't put a smile on your face, then you're right. The other people, if you want straight-laced, all that stuff, then...
Or if we can't make you money, at least we'll put a smile on your face.
High five to that.
If we can't make you money, at least you'll be smiling.
That's what
No,
I'm
but
talking about.
we do seriously try to make people money. And who's talking about bottom fishing real estate right now? I'm pretty sure I'm probably the first person on the
I don't
internet.
think anybody is.
I don't think anyone's talking about that
But
yet.
that's to the downside, though.
To the downside,
To the
yes.
downside.
But again, don't jump in that DRV yet.
It's setting up.
It's setting
It
up
is
nicely.
Setting
It's
up.
setting up.
And when it does run,
I'm going to put out a short and let you
then
know
you
about
can
it.
say that Uncle Ryan hooked you guys up before.
You're Uncle Glenn. I'm nephew Ryan.
All right, nephew Ryan. Nephew Ryan.
I'm just.
Remor says McDonald's is chasing people into chicken. Did you see the recall, the E. coli story about McDonald's double quarter? I was going to get one today, but guess what? I got me chicken McNuggets.
No, I didn't. I don't really keep track.
It's
Well, I did hear about an E. coli thing. What
yeah,
happened with
in
it?
the states that it's not in North Carolina, but it was like the Midwest, upper Midwest. Man, E. coli, a couple, either one or two people have died from it, but a lot of people, there's a lot of cases of E. coli. What did you just do?
I just went over the indices.
I just
435, 341.
I just showed you on the indice one.
Yeah, what product has E. coli?
The double quarter pounder with cheese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The double quarter
Did you have one?
No.
Yeah, it was the double quarter pounder.
All right. It is time for your stock picks. Go ahead and type in your symbols, your winners, your losers, your love, your hates.
Hold the onions. I like onions.
Oh, it's the onions.
But I went and got me some chicken McNuggets.
You get presidential service now. That's a good
Stop!
one.
MCD, stop.
I love
Just stop.
I'll let you type a bit, but that's pretty funny though.
All right, go ahead. You got to call them out. I'm just.
We got VITL,
VITL.
MCD,
And I got McDonald's.
PGHL,
PGH. I don't know. what that is.
HMY,
Harmony Gold.
Upwork, UPWK,
UPWK.
CRS,
I can't remember stuff.
POW, POWL.
WL.
We've got WLDN. I think I'm going to need glasses
Weldon?
too. Yep.
Yep.
Now, ServiceNow,
That had to
they
be a
have
mirror.
earnings.
They do.
Today?
They do.
Is it today?
And it's either today or tomorrow. But I think it's either today or tomorrow.
My pal, MYPL.
PL. One more. I don't have
That is not in there, MYPL.
Okay.
Sorry, John, that one's not in the system. MU,
MU, Micron.
Micron. And ELF, we talked about ELF on the last live stream. We're going to talk about this one as well. He typed it in.
All right, so.
ELF is about to become undervalued for the first time in a
Nobody
while.
wants to be pretty right now. Upwork is up
Wants to be
25%.
pretty.
Prime Mega Group Holdings up 6. I don't know anything about that stock. One of the things that Ryan did today in the Power Hour was sorting by things like RTI, all those stocks. You look at that, PGHL. I don't know anything about this stock. Stock's way overvalued, not fundamentally sound.
So
but it's up 6%. That's news.
I know
don't
it's a
even-
momentum play, going off technicals.
Absolutely. Upwork, undervalued, with good upside potential, low relative safety. That's what we call a more aggressive play. Powell,
Well,
go ahead.
I love to see a stock with that kind of momentum, 25% gain off its earnings, I imagine, right? Yeah. And still undervalued. I didn't even think about Upwork. Is we valued at $20, $19.99.
And it's
That
12.
might be something to put on the list right there. I'm gonna write that one down.
Well, okay, you can write it down if you want to.
I like it.
Harmony, gold is down today a little bit.
Yeah, gold is down a little bit today.
McDonald's because of their burgers. Nobody wants them right now. That's why I had chicken McNuggets.
No one wanted McDonald's before they had E. coli. I did it at least.
Vital down today about 7%. All right, let's go take a look at these. Let's see if there's any of these that we want to add to AMI for hot or not. All right. Ooh. You know something? Let's just look at a regular graph. Hot or not?
Hot.
I call
Full-body
hot, but do you
candlestick?
want to buy today? So that's the other side. So now, if we see, let me ask this question. If we see any stocks that are hot, before we do anything, do you want to buy them today? Type in the room, yes or no, on a day
That
like
stock
today.
I might buy today. And the only
Okay.
reason why it looked like it took out yesterday's upper wick. We saw the indecision and the wicks there. Nice bullish candlestick today. I like it, but yeah, anything today is going to be a whole lot of risk.
So
if you buy it.
let's ask the room. If
Do we
we
buy?
do find something that's hot, do we want to buy it today?
Nope.
I'm getting the no's. All right. Now,
we ain't buying.
Now, with that being said, if there are some people out there who are a little bit more aggressive, what I would say is I'm looking for, look at that, it's at a little high right there. I'd look at 5 cents higher than the high. All right, we're not putting it into our portfolio for you guys, but I am setting up for you guys to take a look at possibility if you are aggressive, because that's not for everybody, right? Yeah, there are a couple of VIX ETFs.
There's all kinds of VIX ETFs, leverage, non-leverage.
Okay. So I am setting that up because I feel a little bit more aggressive. That may not be a bad play today if you are super aggressive. Upwork, was that earnings? No, it's not earnings. That's news story though.
Yeah, I want to know the news.
know what
I
the
thought
news
the earnings. I was like,
25%. That's definitely some news. 1 hour ago.
what you need to know?
Oh, sugar.
What do we need to know? What do we need to know, Glenn? I'm ready.
Almost makes you want to cuss. Shares jumped 26% in the afternoon.
Preliminary
session.
guidance for. Oh, it was earnings. Guidance for Q3.
How come it didn't show up on the graph as earnings? That's interesting. With revenue and expected to exceed.
Oh, this is like a preliminary report. Okay.
All right, so it hasn't done it yet.
So it hasn't even.
Wow.
Well, you know it's good news when the company's like, oh,
Holy
here's a
smokes.
little teaser for
And
you.
look at that, not as big a wick, the body's bigger. That may not be a bad play.
My biggest thing for it, it's just so undervalued right now. So you could either just play the momentum that we're seeing, some fast-moving averages, MACD, whatever you want to do. But even from a long-term perspective, I mean, that looks beautiful. RT finally in positive territory, way undervalued, rising earnings.
There it is. Whitman said preliminary release for Upwork.
Yeah.
Looks good. People must like it. All right. Ooh, Powell.
Negative.
Negatory, baby.
I'm going to go negative.
Negatory. There's the trend line. It broke down to, got to talk it in your deep voice. Negatory right there.
We're on the prowl.
It's not prowl, it's Powell.
I know.
Sigh. All right. I love the earnings per share. But right now, it's not doing, from a price action, it is undervalued. From a price action, it's not doing exactly what I would want it to do, which is go up in price.
John, you make a wonderful point here. John says, I know today is a down day, but I have to tell you, selling calls and selling call spreads on your stocks on peaks really helps when markets fall.
Absolutely.
Now, one of the best times, historically speaking, you can, sell calls against your underlying asset is when the MTI approaches 1.5. That's our market timing indicator. It looks at the underlying trend. That's usually telling you the market's a little top heavy. It wasn't too long ago where it was at 1.45, letting you know the market's getting up there. And it's been pulling back ever since. With the primary wave down, John, perfect timing. Exactly. If you don't want to, sell your stocks, outright, you still want to hold on to them, but put some insurance on them. Covered calls, selling covered calls. And if you don't know how to do that, just go on our YouTube channel, type in VectorVest, covered calls. There's all kinds of videos out there to help you.
Are there videos on our channel that help them with that?
I don't know. Did you put them out there? I told you to.
You can
Joey,
tell me.
you see,
Whatever.
we got to find better help, man. We got to find better help.
OMG. I will fight you. All right, let's go to the next one. We didn't do this one. Weldon, pulling back right now off the high. Earnings per, wow, look at the big drop in RT. That's a big drop.
Overall, I like the value. I like price action. But yeah, with the sentiment in the market, I can't get behind it today.
I wouldn't mind taking half off the table. RT. So did RT. So I'm not feeling that. And today's candle is really showing some semblance of selling pressure. Now, McDonald's, interesting, gap down because of all the E. coli, but look at the rebound. I'm thinking that McDonald's, look at the stock going into that, bottom left, top right. I'm thinking that a lot of people saw an opportunity to buy more McDonald's at a lower price. That's what this shows me.
And honestly, again, going back to the AT&T theory, McDonald's, safe company, not going anywhere. With all the the noise in the market, the concerns going forward, buying McDonald's on this dip, I'm not mad at it. And all I would do, I'd put my stop probably right below today's low, probably around 290, 289. Not much wiggle room there, but as the stock hopefully goes back up, I can raise that stop price.
Look at that 1 year look. It took some dip here. You put your hands upon my hips. When I dip, you dip, we dip.
The stock is overvalued though, quite a bit.
And then it ran again. All right, let's go to the next one. Ooh, MU.
Micron. I like Micron. And I think it was yesterday I did a video where I broke its upward trend line. Yeah.
What upward trend line? It ain't break no upward trend. What upward trend line?
That trend line right there that you draw.
I'm finna draw it. And I don't think it broke it. You mean to the downside?
Yeah, that trend.
Oh, okay, to the downside.
Yeah, so you broke it yesterday.
Okay, fine.
I think I did a video on Micron yesterday.
Did you? I don't keep up with your videos.
I know you don't.
Okay, so
Lee says it needs to go sideways. This isn't over for McDonald's.
anyone selling puts on McDonald's. That would have been a good deal because you would have got, if it got put to you, you got put to it at a smaller price, at a lower price. That wouldn't be a bad idea. You saw the 1 year graph on McDonald's. It took a big dip about halfway through the year, but then since then it's gone up. It needs to go sideways. This isn't over for McDonald's. I agree. I think there's going to be more to the E. coli thing, especially if it gets worse. So McDonald's could get adversely affected, but it is a stock that's been around on quite some time. All right, next stock.
And thank you, John, for that feedback, by the way.
Yes, sir.
On the video.
I'm thinking that now had to come from Amir. I'm thinking it had to.
They have earnings after the bell.
Yep.
And with price action so flat, it hasn't really done, what was that, 3 months?
I'm going to add RS. Where's
For the
that?
earnings? Yeah.
1.46. I think it should be.
Put the growth rate in earnings. I'm just, because that's forecasted. Let's see what the growth rate is.
Earnings growth?
Yeah.
All right. Growth. 23. Oh, but falling. So the earnings is rising, but the rate of growth of earnings is falling. That's a red flag. All right. I'm going to add sales growth. 22.
And what he's adding is typically a similar layout, what we look for earnings calls. Sales growth rate on the decline, earnings growth rate on the decline.
It must report today because I don't think it did yet.
It's after the bell.
I like the earnings per share, but I don't like the rate of earnings slowing, and I don't like the fall in sales growth. And I think it's being shown in price action.
Yeah, the price action is lackluster as of late. It's kind of it's moving to the side.
I'd be very careful with now. Now the other side of it is if they can talk about, wow, even on the 1 year graph, it's a nice looking graph.
It's a nice chart, yeah.
And look at each earnings. Just put your mouse on the earnings. Did that bump up since that earnings? It did. Did it bump up after the other earnings?
Bump up.
It bumped up and then fell.
The last three it bumped up.
Yeah, but look at the third one. That one, it bumped up and fell kind of quick. Not that one, that one. This one. See when it
It might drive you crazy.
right there, it bumped up and fell, but still stayed above. This one, it bumped up and fell before it went back up. And the same thing with this one. This one, it ran up for a little bit. But notice that back here, sales growth was running up higher, okay? Sales growth started to dip. Look at the pullback. Dip some more, look at the pullback. Dip some more. Oh, yeah, baby. I'd be careful.
Yeah, I'm not too optimistic on there. But again, what do you think? Bullish or bear?
I'm calling bearish.
I'm going to go bear, but not a big move.
Okay.
Bear, not a big move.
Go to the next stop.
We got Vital Farms. Let's go 6 months.
That's not
we got a nice rollover there.
Yeah. It's a U-top, not even a V-top.
Values on the right. Yeah, it's clear rollover.
So the stock is
Look here when its
overvalued.
last pullback. Just
Wow,
down.
that hurt. But you notice that the value is on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
That's a positive sign. It just needs to come into its big boy pants.
Yeah.
I'd like to jump in sales growth. Earnings growth is lower than it was through 6 months ago, and earnings per share is higher.
Yeah, the growth is slowing.
If you're in it, I wouldn't want to be in it. I don't want to take the chance that this happens again.
What's the 1 year chart look like? Yeah, especially right now. That's a lot of momentum. Yeah, that doesn't look good right now.
Yeah, I'd be
protecting profits.
Love that, but this is not what's going on like it was right now. All right, in the last stock, Ryan.
ELF?
Nobody wants to be pretty.
ELF?
You know what ELF stands
clear
for?
Clear downtrend.
You know what ELF stands for?
Please elaborate.
No. Eyes, lips, face.
Face. Okay. I
And
think I knew
nobody
that.
wants to make their eyes, their lips, and their face pretty right now. Elf is just going down in price. Look at this.
This is
sales
what I
growth.
like
Oh,
about
they're
it.
not selling.
Look,
Look at that bump
1 year
down.
chart. Look at this. Value on the rise, price action downward, right? It's close to becoming
Undervalued.
valued.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, Elf, just keep it on your radar. I'm not a buyer right now,
Right.
but if price action can get a little bit lower under our valuation and we can break this trend line in the future, I think that'll be perfect trade setup for
I
Elf.
agree.
If that comes together. And that's what I'm looking out for. So,
But I think what's hurting him right now is the sales growth.
I mean, look at that earnings growth rate.
It's rising.
But even though
Oh, the earnings
they're-
growth rate. The earnings growth rate is falling, and the sales growth rate is falling.
See, a year ago, growth rate was 43, sales 76. Now we're
Wow.
at 33 and 50.
That's a big move in the wrong direction.
Big move to the wrong direction. Still great numbers, though. I mean, forecasted earnings. I'm not sure who gave me ELF, but I'm going to give the same analysis I gave at Power Hour. Not a buyer right now. If you're in it, definitely protect profits. You're probably holding a bag, I assume. Any kind of optimism I see going forward is price action dropping below our valuation and shortly after breaking this downward trend line. That would be the ideal situation.
Okay. All right, close out of this graph. Let's go to the home page.
Home page. What
Here
time
we
is it?
go.
Oh, it's 3:01.
It's 3:01. So looking
to
at
go.
the color guard right now, yesterday we had a red light in the price column. Today we got a red light in the RT column. Primary wave is down now for 3 days. MTI is falling. So we never got to the level where the market was looking for a top. We never quite got there. We moved over. Joey, why didn't you tell me I need to move over on my mark? All right. No, I'm staying where I am right now. That's right, you can't tell me nothing. All right. So,
He will definitely tattle on you.
I hate y'all for that because I didn't tell on nobody. Y'all that's fake news.
It's fake.
Eat the dogs, eat the cats. Eat the dogs, eat the cats. All right, so
We might as well
anyway.
just end the stream now. We're getting canceled as of today. Oh, man.
All right. I don't think the DEW is down yet. It might be getting close.
Let's go.
Ahead. It might be getting close to it.
Market timing, because someone's been mentioning the DEW. Let's see here, graph layout. Ooh, we're not going to get a down signal
not
today.
until the DPO goes negative.
We're close.
Yeah.
We just crossed below, but yeah, as soon as the DPO, if we get
big
another
fall.
big down day tomorrow, we could probably get the signal then.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's, if this momentum to the downside continues, the DEW is coming soon. It looks like. That's actually a great warning. Whoever mentioned that before. Let's see here. Primary wave. Let's just go over our market timing signals. We still have the confirmed up signal. As far
But
as
the
our
primary
fastest
wave
moving
is
signal.
down.
Oh, there we go. Primary wave.
Yeah.
And this is our fastest moving signal. This will be the first signal to really give you a sense of change of direction in the market. We'll see, but breaking that trend line and the 30-day moving average with DPO so close going into negative territory, it doesn't look good, does it?
No.
No.
Funny, Janice says, every time my husband hears Glenn sing a song, he finds the video and makes me watch it. The other day was, I like big butts and I cannot lie. So today it will be the
So
cats and
Janice,
dogs
your
vote.
husband made you watch that video.
Yep, so it is. Anyway, all right.
Today will be, I'm not even reading that comment, Janice.
Listen, all right.
Hey, well, thank you guys for another wonderful stream. Did we get a time set for this evening? We're just going to aim for 5?
I think the call is live at 5:30, Joey, so I think we should probably come on about 5:15.
Yeah, about 5:15. We're going to set that up here in just a moment. We'll put I think we're putting out an alert for that. So just keep your eyes out for that. Tesla, it's going to be...
Tesla's going to be interesting. I think that it's going to be the bad news bears makes the stock go higher, which I don't think it should be, but that's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen. We'll see. What do you think?
I think I'm more bearish on it.
Okay.
I don't think the stock's going to move a whole lot, but if it does, I would think more to the downside.
We got to do one more thing.
What are we doing?
Dang it.
Oh, our portfolios.
Our portfolios. All right.
The stream that never ends.
Look at that. I'm down. I wasn't going to say nothing. I didn't say nothing. I'm down about 0.75%. Big move. I was up 1.5% yesterday. Today's move on my stocks kicked my butt big.
And we just entered these positions. We just started these portfolios in August.
So you're down 1.69%.
Okay.
Holy smokes, your picks suck.
I know they do.
No, they don't. They don't suck. They don't suck. That's just me being a jerk.
What?
Sometimes I am.
Click on my ROI.
You got one that's up double digits. That was such a good play on that news of them buying who? Who are they going to buy?
No, it wasn't.
NVIDIA was going to buy this.
No, Intel and someone else was going to have a deal, and I said that deal doesn't make sense. I have a feeling Marvel.
And look at it. Look how it's playing out.
Yeah, no, it's up quite a bit.
Look how it's playing out.
I'm pretty diverse. Amazon, Google. I got
no
big
money.
tech.
He got no money.
But I am fully invested. Well, I got 1,200 buying power.
Hold on. What do I got?
I can buy a stock today.
I got $4,500, and I'm going to buy a stock today.
Oh, you're scared.
Yep. Let's go add trade.
Spend some money, Glenn.
I'm going to spend that money. I got more money you got.
You got about 4,500.
You know why? Because I was eating the dogs, eating the cats, eat the cats, eat the cats. Let's go to add trade. I'm going to go to SQQQ.
Man, if Mark or Linda ever wanted to watch an episode, today's the day to watch.
Let's get the price. Let's get the now price. And I'm going to throw $2,000 behind
Oh, look at you. Well, that makes sense.
No, and then watch the market go up next week, and I get
I will tell you right now, let's go ahead and get ready for the rally. Let's get ready for that rally.
Trade.
Now, if anything gave me optimism in today's market, it was Glenn you shorting with 2,000.
I'm gonna go put that in. Again, we don't make any trades.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
We make no trades in this portfolio until we're live.
Yep.
We only do the trades live on
So it's a little bit harder. We
Wednesdays.
can't trade on Mondays or Fridays.
Now we have stops.
We do have stops in place.
If the stocks get stopped out, let me put this on. If the stops get stopped out, they'll get stopped out. But we don't do anything. We don't actively do anything into these portfolios until today. And if you look, my stops are 7% trailing stop. Ryan's stops are, I think, a 10%. He's got a 10% trailing stop.
You know what we're going to do?
What you want?
Add how much money I got?
About $1,200.
Let's do half position, 500 TLSQ.
Ooh, okay. Let me turn this off. TLSQ. Look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, sometimes you got to put your money where your mouth is.
All right, TSLQ.
That's what I want to do, half position. Just 500.
TSLQ. That might not be a bad play.
We'll figure it out during the live stream.
You little guy, you little fella, you. 500.
Little fella.
You little fella, you. Let's go to apply. Oh, wait a minute.
Shares. No, target. What?
$500.
Get price. Get price.
Oh, that's why. Let's get the now price. There we go.
Now price. Apply.
There we go.
Boom. Boom.
And let's go put it back on. I forgot about that.
And that'll give me a stop. Yep.
You got $800. You have TSLQ. Where's your stops? It's readjusting the stops. Your stops are still 10%.
Perfect.
All right, 10%. So there we go. There's our two portfolios. But man, mine got hit today.
So 10% of $550 if I'm wrong.
And I picked up SQQQ. I picked up SQQQ. All right, now we can go. All right, you gonna sign us off?
I will sign us out. Well, I guess we'll see everybody in a little bit, really. We got 2 hours away from the live stream.
Yeah.
Live earnings coverage, TSLQ. We will be listening to the earnings call live, giving you chart analysis, giving you our opinions. But you already know my opinion. I bought TSLQ. I've been bullish and I've been bearish on Tesla, but right now I'm on bearish side. You said you're on bearish team too?
I'm on bearish team. I just have a feeling that it's gonna just go up for no real reason. But then I think when the dust settles, TSLQ may not be a bad play.
Okay.
May not be a bad play. But something tells me, it just feels like, yeah, the stock lost on everything, but it's up 75,000%. Yeah.
Janice says, Ryan, go with TSLQ. I am with you. All right, hey, got to put your money where your mouth is. Well, everybody.
You did it smart, though. You did it smart.
Half position, just look.
That was smart.
Look
and then I went double my position on SQQQ. Well, one of us is going to make money.
No, the thing is, if Tesla does bad, SQQQ is going to do really good too.
That's correct.
So honestly, not a bad way to play it as well.
We'll see.
But hey, we will see you at 5 o'clock. Join us, live coverage.
Somewhere
Tesla's
between 5 and 5:15.
5 and 5:15. You got it here. We'll see you guys in a couple hours. Other than that, good luck on your portfolios today, and make sure you don't let your emotions take over your portfolio. See you in a bit.
See ya.